When I saw that the rumors of Super Mario 3D All-Stars were true, I couldn't have been happier. Yeah, Super Mario 64 wasn't getting the full-blown remake that some people were hoping for, but for me there was a silver lining in knowing that one of my favorite games of all time seemed like it was going to be completely preserved, warts and all, on its way to Nintendo Switch. As someone who likes to learn and practice many of the tricks that speedrunners have discovered in the original game, I figured it would be worth confirming whether or not any of these exploits have been removed in Nintendo's latest port. After all, the phrase optimized is nebulous enough that it could mean nothing more than a higher, more consistent frame rate and a few textures here and there. Or it could mean that they did some tinkering under the hood to weed out a few unintended glitches from the original that players have been exploiting for decades, which I think would be a bit of a shame, as these quirks and rough edges give the game a lot of its charm. For an easier to set up and nicer looking capture, I'll be playing an emulated version of the original game, but rest assured I own several physical copies of Super Mario 64. So with that, let's take a look at how these tricks worked in the original release and confirm whether or not they've been removed in the 3D All-Stars version. The LAKITU skip is a trick which lets you avoid being stopped by the time-consuming cutscene during your initial visit to the castle. To execute it, you want to long jump, sticking to the very edge of the bridge in order to avoid triggering the sequence. Once you land safely on the other side, you are free to enter the castle at your leisure. Now let's see if this still works in 3D All-Stars. Item box ground pounding instantaneously gives Mario the item inside without having to chase it down. This works with all the different caps and even stars.
Here we go!
Bomb clip is where you avoid going through the process of releasing the chain chomp in BOB-OMB Battlefield and having to watch its animation before acquiring the star. You want to snag a bomb, double jump while throwing it, and then catch it, which lets you use the momentum to push yourself through the barrier.
Here we go!
In WHOMP'S Fortress, Canonless is a gigantic time save, which lets you avoid the extremely long cannon opening sequence and the need to launch yourself multiple times to blast away a wall and collect the star. Instead, by lining up just right on this platform, hanging off the edge, pulling yourself up, and holding straight down, you can just barely clip through the crack, just enough to snag the star without doing any of that.
Whoa! Here we go!
Ground pound clipping works much like the item box trick from earlier. You want to initiate a ground pound as a whomp is about to crush you, and instead you'll clip right through them and stylishly destroy them in the process. And of course, this also works on the boss. Hazy Maze Cave has a very cool glitch, where if you activate this elevator and then quickly get underneath it, pushing against the right side of this wall, it'll glitch you through the floor and you'll land perfectly on the island that would usually require riding Nessie to get on. Try it out!
Here we go!
Mips is the name of the little yellow bunny that appears in the basement when you've collected 15 stars. And this trick is how players have achieved a 16-star speedrun for years. You want to catch Mips and bring him to this door. We're going to use him to get us to the second Bowser encounter without needing to collect 30 stars. The way this trick works is you want to gently push against the right corner of the door until you see Mips' shadow vanish. At that point you want to hit the crouch button and it should clip you into the door. Now gently turn around, grab Mips, and then place him on the other side. We're halfway there. Pick him up again and bring him to Bowser's door. Now do the same thing, and once you've clipped into the door, you're home free. Easy, huh? Now let's see if Nintendo has removed this glitch in 3D All-Stars. Wall clipping the castle stairs is a simple trick where you just need to double jump in the right spot to clip through the ceiling and pull yourself to the floor above. It's pretty self-explanatory, but still fun. Tall Mountain has a wall right at the beginning that if you long jump directly into, you can get inside of it and land in a bizarre pool of water that's hanging out on the other side. From here, if you swim to this corner, not anywhere else or you'll just fall to your death, you'll get teleported to the top of the waterfall, skipping much of the level. It's a handy little trick. The backwards long jump is one of the most popular glitches in gaming. You build up a tremendous amount of speed by jumping over and over again in place, which lets you punch through both the 50-star door and the endless staircase, which would otherwise require 70 stars to get past. This trick is fundamental to achieve 0, 1, and 16-star speedruns, and here's how it works in the original. And here is what happens when you try this in 3D All-Stars. It just doesn't work. I'll be honest with you, when I set out to make this video, I intended for it to be an investigation into what Nintendo had prioritized in terms of polishing up this classic game for a modern audience. But when I finally got my hands on it, it became painfully clear that all they had done was translate the Shindo version of Mario 64. It was a Japanese re-release of the game which added rumble functionality, but also replaced some of the audio and of course removed the backwards long jump. It seems that Nintendo didn't actually concern themselves at all with what glitches were left in the game. They just wanted to include rumble, and this version of Mario 64 had that already done for them. So as that reality started to sink in, the entire premise of this video didn't seem to make much sense anymore, and I had to pivot, making it more of a tutorial about how to pull off these tricks. So with that, I'll show you one more. This is how you get to the top of the castle without needing to collect 120 stars. You want to run to the right side of the castle and line yourself up with the outer wall just like this. Then do a double jump using the angled wall for your third jump. Once you land, immediately hold left and leap for the rooftop. If all goes well, you should grab a hold of the ledge and pull yourself up. I hope at the very least you found something in this video interesting or useful. If you have any questions about anything in the video, I'll be hanging out in the comments below. I may or may not have more 3D All-Stars stuff in the works, and you should subscribe if you want to see it. As always, thanks for watching.